are you, Dorco?
Robbie, Marie.
And the doctor.
Triple J.
Well, it's a very exciting moment in Triple J this morning because we have Andrew Stockdale, lead singer from Wolfmother, in the studio with us today. And I say it's exciting because you have been very quiet behind radio microphones, at least. Certainly not your own microphone, but radio mics. How's it been the last 6 months, Andrew?
I've been quiet. That's for sure. It's been a pretty bizarre sort of last 6 months.
Yeah, because last time I saw you was on stage at Splendour in the Grass, where Wolfmother were headlining the festival.
Yes.
And there were lots of rumours going through the crowd that this was going to be Wolfmother's last ever gig, and that there was, big changes afoot. Nobody knew exactly what was going on.
Yeah.
And really, it was only after the next few days, as little tiny bits of information trickled out, that yes, things were underfoot at Wolfmother for big change.
Yeah.
What was going on? What was going through your mind when you strolled out on stage in front of all those thousands of people at Splendour in the Grass?
For that show, I just, as usual, just try to live in the moment. Like that. Just, it's kind of like that all the way through being in a band. Everything that happens, I think you'd regret it if you look back and you think this is going to happen all the time, and this is the way it is, and you kind of in all those moments just try to appreciate it and enjoy it. Like, of course, it was intense. It was a bizarre sort of way to go up and play a show, but I have to say it's not the first time.
Really?
So it might have been a big media sort of thing, but it was going on for a long time. I mean,
what was going on? You mean the tension?
Just the tension in the band. It's like it was nothing new. It was just a survival process for a lot of the touring and things that we did.
So look, you guys had. We should remember as well, Wolfmother have had one of the most extraordinary rises to fame, and the kind of pressures that come with that in such a short period of time. It must have been an incredible weight to have carried as well. But how long?
Yeah.
How long are we talking?
The tension.
Yeah.
Probably from the first day we got a contract put on the table after the third gig. You know what I mean? Like,
so it's pretty much the Wolfmother life. It has been a crazy life since that stuff happened. So I guess, retrospectively, the last 6 months is just more of that craziness.
The last 6 months, at least we've made a decision and of what everyone wants to do. So at least that's relieving. That's relieving. But it's kind of the uncertainty when nobody knows what they want to do and people need time to think, and it's like being in a relationship where someone doesn't know if they want to be in the relationship or not. It's just like it's being in limbo. It's a kind of exhausting process. So it's like you got to rip the Band-Aid off sooner or later.
So how close?
Face the consequences.
How close were you to having Wolfmother not exist at all?
Not exist. Oh yeah. Well, look, I play music regardless of the name or regardless of who I've played with. Like in the past, having a name and then becoming successful and being in photos and doing film and building something up. It's like, I guess, people are really identify with that whole kind of image and the idea of the band. But where I'm at now, I just kind of want to make music, and so there'll be other people playing bass and drums.
Well, let's come back and have a talk about this. We'll take a listen to the old Wolfmother, if I can put it that way.
Yeah.
Let's take a track from the debut album for you guys. And
is that the one that won the J Award and the Grammy?
Yeah, but we know which one was more exciting, don't we? The J Award. We've got Andrew Stockdale, lead singer from Wolfmother. We're going to come back after this tune and have a talk about the new incarnation of Wolfmother. You're on Triple J.
Actually, you're one of the bonus tracks released around the time of that album from the White Unicorn single Love Train by Wolfmother.
And on Triple J this morning, we have the lead singer from that band, Wolfmother, in the studio with us this morning. As you heard before that track, a lot of changes in the Wolfmother stables over the last 6 months or so. After their Splendour in the Grass headline gig in August of last year, the original lineup kind of dissolved. Andrew kept on going with the Wolfmother name. What happens when you say, well, I'm going to keep going as Wolfmother, you know, Chris and Miles, you guys are going to go off and do your own things. What's the actual process? How do you begin again?
Well, I just had written songs for the next Wolfmother record, you know, written songs for that, and we'd jammed and we'd written songs together, and you know, Chris and Miles were busy with their side project, and it was difficult to kind of to bring that together and into a way of just making one record under one title. So I just sort of now I have the songs that I've written, and I've hooked up with some, you know, I've jammed with like a lot of people, and now
when you say jammed with a lot of people, I mean, you talking about like an audition process?
Yeah, I didn't want to go through I didn't want to do the audition thing
because you know you're sort of you know, after touring all around the world, being massively successful all around the world, you know, but an Australian band,
and then teaching someone how to play Woman. It's kind of sad.
But there must have been a lot of. I mean, you could have just paid your guitar tech to do that while you just checked out how good they looked on stage. But there must have been some demand, some people trying to get in some Wolfmother action from.
Yeah, we heard all sorts of rumours about people, you know, from members of Rage Against the Machine to the Greenhorns who play with the Raconteurs, all sorts of folk.
Yeah. Well, I got an email from Patrick at the Raconteurs, and it's like, hey man, I heard about what's going on, whatever, you know, what's happening, and so we just hung out and played. But at the same time, the record label were like, oh, could you do these auditions? So like, I kind of didn't want to do it that way. I just sort of like to meet people and do the kind of random sort of thing. But we did the auditions. It's kind of, I mean, there's a lot of sympathy jams going on.
Oh, no.
It's like,
do you have to get through a whole song even if you know that the person isn't going to make it?
And then you say, well, yeah, and they're like, God, can we do another one? Can we do and you're like, we'll do another song, and you just kind of.
So what are you looking for, Andrew, when you to find members for a new incarnation of Wolfmother? What are the fundamentals that you need?
It's just like if you can hear, once you've recorded a couple of songs of new people, like when you're listening back to it in the car, like if you can hear some magic, or if you don't, if it just sounds like people are going through the motions or whatever, it's just whatever turns you on musically, you know what I mean? That's it. That's what you look for.